Hi there, I'm Karla Clark. I'm an author from Rockford, Illinois, which is near Chicago. I write fiction for children and adults. But today, I'm going to be talking about the books I've written for the kids. So, I want to first of all thank the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators for providing this venue for authors like myself who are launching our books during COVID. It's been really challenging, so to have an outlet like this is just wonderful. So thank you so much. So today I'd like to talk about a couple of books. I'm so blessed that I have a few books coming out this year. So first let me talk to you about You Be Mommy. Last year, just about this time, March 30th, 2020, we launched You Be Mommy, which is a children's picture book published by SCBWI-IL and Friends, which is an imprint of Macmillan. And it was illustrated by the wonderful Zoe Persico. And her illustrations are so beautiful and vibrant and just lovely. And I was so thrilled to have Zoe as the illustrator for my little book. And then, just a couple of days ago, SCBWI-IL and Friends launched You Be Mommy in a board book. You can see the difference. So we're tickled to have a board book for the real little readers. I didn't realize that board books had to be produced with special cardboard paper and special non-toxic ink for the little guys. So if they chew on the books, they're not going to get hurt. So the nice thing about You Be Mommy is that I wondered if the book would be compromised in any way when it was shrunk down, but not at all. The colors and the illustrations, the format is exactly the same, and everything's just vibrant and beautiful. So You Be Mommy is out now in a board book version or the hardcover. So this little book is what started it all. So today I'd like to talk to you about my second children's book, You Be Daddy. Now, You Be Daddy launches on April 27th, and unfortunately, I don't have the actual physical book yet. It should be arriving any moment. But again, with COVID, book publishers are changing things a little bit, and they aren't providing advanced reader copies. They're doing e-galleys. So I'm going to show you on my phone. This is You Be Daddy. And as you can see, even though it's a different illustrator, You Be Daddy is illustrated by Steph, a wonderful illustrator in San Diego. But you can see that they complement each other, and they both have lots of greenery and flowers and very happy. So I'm thrilled, and I really think that You Be Daddy very much complements You Be Mommy. So I hope you enjoyed the little video that we included at the beginning of You Be Daddy. I thought that might be nice for you to get a peek at it since I don't have the book with me. I wanted to talk a little bit about the two books. I'm thrilled to have a series. SCBWI-IL and Friends has just purchased, actually, You Be Grandma and You Be Grandpa. So those two will be coming out in the next few years as well. So how wonderful to have a whole series. I call it the You Be series. Let's talk about You Be Daddy a little bit. You Be Daddy was a real pleasure to write because I really had to walk in someone else's shoes, a daddy. And, you know, I dug into what my husband did with the kids when they were little. And it just was a joy because I researched and found that there are a lot more mommy books published than daddy books. And we know that mommies buy most of the children's books. And so I really think that maybe we do need some more books focusing on daddies. There was some great research done back in 2014, and they researched 170 low-income families, and they looked at daddies reading to their children at night versus mommies reading to their children at night. And the children actually preferred daddies. And it wasn't because they preferred daddy's lower voice. It was because daddy used more complex and abstract language. And the children picked up on that. For example, they said maybe daddy was reading a story about that included a ladder. Maybe daddy stopped on that page and talked about ladders. you've seen me on a ladder, or that looks like the ladder at the playground, that kind of thing. So they really did some more interactive reading with the child versus the mom, which, and I'm not putting moms down, moms are great readers for their children. The mom may have focused more on the color of the ladder, or maybe not stopped at all and just continued reading. So that was very interesting and really showed the importance of daddies reading to their children. And they even saw that language was impacted a year later and literacy 2 years later. So it's just huge. So daddies, they've got to read to their kids. And so I don't know about lots of you moms and dads out there, but my husband and I, we have 2 boys. They're both grown now, of course, but we alternated. So when we just had the first one for 4 years, we did every other night. And then when we had the 2, we alternated every other night with a different child. And so it gave us a lot of good times together and a little break too. The other thing about daddies reading their boys especially is I thought about how dads bond with their sons. And a lot of times it's very physical. It's sports, or it's wrestling, or it's just, manly stuff. I think bedtime might be one of the only times that a dad and a boy can, sit in a chair or lay in a bed together and be quiet and soft and still and have some really great bonding time. So another reason why we really want dads to read to their children. So You Be Mommy started it all, and actually came from my own experience. When my first son was born, we had a crazy bedtime routine. And, you learn with your second one. But in the first one, we read 5 books. We sang 5 songs. We prayed for everybody and the mailman, And so one night I remember I was so exhausted. I said, Jordan, you be the dad. You be the parent right now. I am so tired. I wish you would put me to bed and read me a story and rub my tummy. And so he did, and it became a little game that we played quite often. And so that's what sparked the idea. And now, of course, it's blossomed to include daddies, grandmas, and grandpas. So I'm tickled. I hope that you will take a look at You Be Daddy. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And also, don't forget You Be Mommy. I'll do a little plug. So many people are writing to me and saying that it makes a great Mother's Day gift. And a couple of my friends have even given it as adults to their moms, just as kind of a sweet gesture, showing that they really appreciated their moms and all they did. So the other thing about You Be Mommy and You Be Daddy and the others is that it helps to show children what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes. So we really want books about empathy. We want children to understand what it's like to be in a different role. I have a almost 29-year-old autistic son who lives with us, and he's high functioning, but he's still pretty childlike in a lot of ways. And I remember a couple years ago, he wasn't cooperating, and I said, Johnny, the world does not revolve around you 100% of the time. And he looked at me and he goes, of course it does. And you have to laugh a little bit, because to a child, it does. The world revolves around them. Everything we do is for our children, and they know that. So You Be Mommy, You Be Daddy being a role reversal book where the child starts to get an idea how busy their mom is and how tired she is. It just kind of helps them in a tender way, not in a preachy way, maybe to appreciate all the things that moms and dads do for them. So I hope you will enjoy those 2 books. I do have another book coming out in August. That one's called 3 Ways to Be Brave, a trio of stories, and that's with Penguin. So hopefully I'll be back in August for a launch party to talk about that, because I have a sneaky feeling that we still may not be completely opened up by then. So again, I'm so thankful to this wonderful group for allowing us to do this. And I also at this time wanted to just thank Fibo and Friends and my team there, Anna, Roberto, and Kelsey Maruccio, and my wonderful agent, Connor Eck at Lucinda Literary, these books wouldn't be here without them. And what a team. So wonderful. The other thing I thought I'd share is I mentioned that I write fiction for adults as well. So today, just this morning, I submitted a new novel to my agent. So I think I had mentioned I had self-published 3 novels, a book of short stories, and then finally got a literary agent who was able to sell 5 of my children's books. And so now we'll see what happens with this novel. So things are busy and fun, and I'm just pleased to be able to do what I do. I'm here in my art studio, so it's not really much of a big party. I can show you a little bit of my studio. It's kind of messy, which an art studio should be, but this studio I rent is in a home, a cobblestone home that was built in 1847. It's on the historic register, and it's absolutely beautiful. And so I come here to do artwork. I'm a collage artist, but I also do some writing here too. So that's where I'm coming to you from, and pleased that you could join me. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that all your reading and writing projects go great. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.